Okay, before I start, that light's going to be a pain in the ass, so this one instead. Before I start, I've got the pills that I need to do this together, and I also decided to get the cannabis because obviously way better results to get from it, and I have the strain that I would have liked to have taken earlier if I had the capacity to achieve it, which is the electric honeydew. The main thing though, whilst I was sat upstairs getting my pills together and sorting this, I noted that the onset of the symptoms, or the how to put it, the effects of no longer being medicated, that's probably the better way of putting it, are extremely similar in nature in the neck symptoms to how my neck symptoms initially presented when I was about 11, when I came down on my left heel a lot more. Oh, maybe I didn't come down on my left heel actually. Maybe the spasticity just pulled me backwards, and I then compensated by doing that. Okay, there we are then. So at 11, I guess, the HSP spasticity probably onset a lot more, whereas before it was likely present to some degree, but way less influential. Puberty probably had something to do with it, with the overall dopamine issues and so on. Probably exacerbated that massively. So on. Anyway, I can theorise that crap later. The point is, I would, as I got gradually more tight and so on, as the pills have, worn off and I regress essentially, I found myself doing this sort of movement just automatically again, just to sort of, how to put it, deal with the discomfort and attempt to gain movement / get rid of the restriction, blah blah blah. But that's how I originally, when I was walking around about 11, I'd be walking around like this all the time basically, going, and in fact that's exactly how I walk too, in fact, yeah, very much left leg, right leg like this, because then I used to walk with my mate, and if he was ever on the left, which he always usually was, because I guess I just gravitated towards the right hand side on the way to school, and don't ask me why I remembered this and nothing else, I would always basically walk him into the wall, which he quite often got pissy about, which I find funny. But yeah, so I'd be walking roughly like this, going all the time, and I found myself sat down just like that, doing that, and then going, just gently, a little bit. When it fully onsets, I can't even move that much. I'm just sort of there. I'm just sort of like, and I have to put my hand on my left hand side of my neck and put it up and away, and that sometimes gets me a bit of relief in that area, but does nothing to this area, nothing to the back, nothing to the chest, nothing to the hips, so on. Anyway, so this is my current state after the 5 hours. Overall movement and rigidity is still better, but it is getting worse. Like, let's see, if I just put my arm in a relaxed position and then just try and move it easily, yeah, there's a lot more just tension, restriction, and just difficulty. Weirdly enough, I could only just then, by doing that, actually smell my vape. I really don't know which of the possible conditions actually contributes the most to the, I think it's anosmia technically, or whatever, but I imagined it was the HSP. it seems like the HSP, and based on the fact it seems present in family members, it seemed almost certain, but it very well could be a combination of all of them, or like the HSP side and then exacerbated. But basically, yeah, all of them interact with each other, making a shit sandwich. I can tell that's actually still hot for a change. I think I normally wouldn't. Okay. Also, this area here now that I'm noticing definitely is crunching up more. I can feel the tension in the back of the ribs here, just locking it up into more of this extended rib posture. Oh, yeah, I know. Let's try this quickly now. So, actually engage all of the muscles in the chain. Yep, that's a very sort of typical, but with a little bit more movement. Okay, now, or whatever it'll do. Take the small pill first. Smart. Good. Wait, what? No, Baclofen. Then this one is the Amphex. Oh, I think I have a separate singular Amphexer, or I put this one up earlier and thought it was an Amphexer. Either way, this is all three of the correct pills. Oh, I took the Baclofen. Still nearly did it. Amphexer is the last one. And that's why I take the Amphexer first, usually. Okay, so pizza cutter, where are you? Oh, that's another thing, because when I'm walking it will be noticeable. My toenails look way worse than they are. What I've done is just my usual thing, where I just rip the toenails off when I'm like thinking or just, you know, fidgeting. But the blood flow to my feet seems way better. I bet it actually just recorded for a sec. Yeah, the blood flow to my feet seems way better. So the actual toenails that like get smashed in all the time actually look a bit darker or bruised. The foot there actually has a bit of a bruise, and the ripping the toenails off actually caused more blood to form than normal. Normally, basically nothing does really. So, good signs. It just looks visibly bad. Okay. Nearly fell, didn't it? Okay, good. I had the pills, got the pizza quickly, and then walk while eating the pizza somehow. Oh, a slice at a time with a plate. There we are. Genius. I also do have a phone call appointment with a doctor that my work has basically got to ring eventually about my medical marijuana situation at work, because I have pressed the issue out of necessity. That's at 10, and I actually feel like I'll be able to go to sleep fine, but can't lie, I'm a bit annoyed that I don't get to have a proper nice just wind down, relax, and then sleep and try to go back to a normal routine tomorrow or after tomorrow. It takes ages to, you know, to fix the issues the 3-day sleepless periods cause. Normally I'd be in a much worse cognitive state. Very pissy and pretty much just complete lethargy and just irritation and just whatever, because, you know, can't sleep and I'm in pain. What else am I going to do? Come on, man. This thing is so dull at this point. Let's try and do that again now. So, relax into position. That already feels less tense than it was. My back's still in the horrible position though, so... Oh, there we are. Oh, I'm going to get the feet in this as well, don't I? Yeah. So there we are, so... That... A lot better, other than the low spine, which is incredibly rigid and stiff, but it's been that way for years, so it's going to be very hard to, like, you know. Anyway, so then I want to I'll try and relax first, then I'll activate. So there's a bit of nerve movement again, and a small amount extra, you know, ability to move my neck and less compression and less lockdown. Oh, good. Okay, so now I would have been in that position, so I only need to be in that position now, but start from whatever, which is this apparently, then activate everything. There we are. On this current dosage of shit, it helps the raw symptoms effect, like, a bit, and gives me the energy and so on, and the ability to move my muscles. But on a 10 milligram of Amphexor, I don't have the capacity / ability to properly coordinate or control the muscles, or even like feel the sensation properly, if that makes sense. So it takes way longer to work out the muscle, like, contractions and so on, because I kind of have to do it manually, if that makes sense, or like semi-manually at least. Oh. Anyway, back to my plan, which was a small plate. You know what? I will use this dirty one because it doesn't really matter. It's going to be for crumbs. Oh, I see. I'm actively tensing the lower back muscles now, like sort of naturally. Let's try and stop that as a habit. Or that means that I can tell that they can move, I guess. Well, to some degree, so. Come on. Up, out, in, back, forward, push. And then the ribs, because they locked up again. And and there's no chance I work out any of the shoulder stuff or neck stuff without extra infection. So I'm not even going to bother. I could potentially do it within like an hour of physio, but with the pills having an uptime of 4 hours, not exactly great that, is it? And it still probably wouldn't fully work anything out anyway. That's right, yeah, that's the right answer. I can feel the restriction and the limitations still, but it's still very apparent that it's better. Right, let me see. That's how I always walked. Let's change that. I imagine it's that to that. Not quite yet capable of that. The right ankle needs to be mobilised a lot more, and the ligaments need stretching, and then the left leg, just in general, is way bulkier and stronger and more locked down on the back end. In the hamstring and butt area anyway, whereas the calf is actually looser, just based on the alignment. So the right calf is very tight, and also the outside just is weak and doesn't work very well. The leg in general is kind of tucked up and in, but then externally rotated as well. So basically the right leg is just a complete shit show of random like weakness, torsion and bad alignment. Oh, and very likely gradual acetabular retroversion from the spasticity over the years. Very hard to tell. In fact, there's no point in really overanalyzing it. Let's try and walk slowly. That's what I normally have difficulty with. Oh, I'm noticing the shit on the floor again, I guess. So. Also, my pizza is beginning to taste better, or more. I actually enjoyed that. Very rare. That's visible now, so now then this nerve here that locks up this chain, this one locks up like the fastest or most significantly, and is always the one that I have to fucking deal with. There we are. Keep the core steady, but not rigid. that's a potential possibility. There we are. Okay, I can maintain alignment without ridiculous clenching. I'm still not maintaining alignment anyway. That's it. So, foot, go. Foot, go. Let's try and actively swing the arms. Oh, yeah, that's way more restricted. Are you there now? The rain has gone. Okay, that should be enough. I can't really be bothered with anything else. It's 20 minutes anyway. Also, I have noticed, I obviously still look like shit, but when I do have the L-Dopa, I can actually see the ab muscles engage and work normally, like actual abs, rather than just these two on and clenched as fuck. Like, how do I say normally? See if I can simulate it. It's like that, slightly contorted, and these ones just locked on. These ones unable to do shit. Relax. The nerve relaxed quite well on the left hand side, and it did move and relax a bit on the right, but not fully. But it was never going to. But yeah, let's see. I wonder. Let's try, just engaging the abs first. Arms relaxed there, and that's how I normally engage them. Yeah, okay. So instead of that, it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be able to. Feet there. Pushing up, butt on. That's still relaxed and easy, but that is engaged. My idea of engaged is ridiculously tight, apparently. Normally, so then there, then back is kind of extended like that, so peel away. There we are. Now can I move out of this though on this low dosage? I don't think so. Yeah, no, I'd have to force it. But yeah, if I'm actually in good posture and aligned, even on these pills, I'm basically down like sort of this overall. And it looks better than it is because there's a lot more compensation that is harder to visualise. Okay. That'll do. Everything there is what I wanted to show.